Hey, folks, this clip is brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com and type in promo code VOLS, that's VOLS, at checkout to fill your freezer with enough gourmet food to keep your cookouts going strong into the fall. That is omahasteaks.com, promo code VOLS. All right, we're talking now to a Tennessee legend, VFL, the Gator Killer, a man who's 3-1 against the Alabama Crimson Tide, who was in attendance at the Alabama game over the weekend, got to go into the locker room, and has plenty to say about all of that. We are talking to Jabari Davis right now on the Big Orange Podcast. What's up, Jabari?
What's up? What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Doing awesome. Really appreciate you coming on. So again, you were at the game. Unbelievable the atmosphere there. It was just incredible. I didn't get to go. I had to do a show actually, but I wish I could have been. Just how did it feel? What was it like for you watching that game?
Man, it was just magical. Leading up into that game, man, it felt similar to the Florida game when it came to the tailgating and the people, the attendance, just from us, walking around the campus area from the Friday build up. I mean, that Friday night, man, we had a huge meet and greet dinner, which what we do a lot of the times at home games. A lot of the former players will meet up for dinner, hang out, talk for a little bit, network for a little bit. And Paul Feinbaum actually came to our table and hung out with us for a little bit. So that was crazy. But it just felt different, man. Just that whole week felt different. I had already predicted a victory, but just to be a part of something like that, man, was just, like I said, magical. If you were not at that game and inside of that stadium, man, you miss a life changing moment for a Tennessee fan base. And this is one of those moments that, you'll be talking about the next 30, 40 years. Those people that were kids during the 2004 game when Will Hoard kicked that field goal, now they're parents and and adults now, so they got to experience that moment with their children. Um, those people like myself, man, that lost loved ones, that experienced those moments in 2001 in Florida, 2002 Arkansas, 2003 going down to Gainesville, being Florida, and being a part of the Will Hoyt field goal, man. You know, like I lost my grandmother 10 years ago from cancer, and, she was my hero. So I saw a lot of people very emotional. I was emotional because, I thought about those moments, you know, running out that tunnel, seeing my mother, seeing my grandmother. I saw Facebook posts and Twitter posts of people that had pictures of their dads, their grandparents, their mothers sitting in those seats, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, wishing they could see and hear the roar of that stadium and be a part of that amazing victory and the biggest win we've had in over 20 years, man. So very, very emotional night. Words can't even describe it, man. Like I'm still shocked, still celebrating. Uh, I told people, man, I was gonna show my ass the entire week. I'm
The
still
entire
posting
year.
pictures. I still got 20, 30 pictures I ain't even posted yet. I still
Yes.
got, locker room moments. But being in that locker room, man, you would have thought I was a part of the team currently. Not just me, Fred White, Eric Westmoreland, Chris Treese. Uh, man, it was so many guys in there, man. We were right in the middle with all the boys, man, jumping around, cheering, rapping, singing, smoking cigars, man. It was one of the best nights of my life, man. And I'm just happy that I got a chance to experience that. I got a chance to be there. I got a chance to, uh, you know, be a part of that with the coaching staff, be a part of that with my former teammates and these current guys. And like I said, man, I'm trying to put together a frame now of everything that happened over the weekend. All the pictures, my cigar, I still have that I smoked. I didn't put that out yet, man. It's unbelievable, man. Y'all, I can go on and on talking about what happened this past weekend.
One thing I wondered about is we talked about mentioned you were 3-1 against Alabama when you were at Tennessee, and you were part of that 5 overtime game against Alabama in 2003. How does your emotions then beating Alabama compare to what you felt Saturday night when they beat Alabama? Was it different or was it more intense? How did that feel?
It was more intense and bigger because we were already a top five, top 10 program back then, man. We were expected to beat Alabama during those times, man. When we were lined up on the field, we were the top team in the SEC, one of the most feared teams in the country. This one felt different because of 15 years being disappointed, 15 years having to deal with Nick Saban, 15 years having to deal with this fan base just talk trash and smoke cigars in our stadium, to have those moments in the locker room and not be a part of that, and everything that Bama has taken away from us, our tradition, our pride, our purpose of that game for all those years, man. And, just imagine if somebody was innocent and has been in jail for 15, 16 years and you finally get released. It was it was that type of feeling, man. You just let it all out. So it was a different emotional feeling. Those wins, it wasn't a lot of emotion in it. It was celebrated. It was high fives. It was hugs. It was cheers because it was expected. It was just your normal traditional win. But this right here, man, it was something different because of all the pain that we've been experiencing, man, for all those years.
Yeah, the wildest part of the whole thing was just like when I was I'm 31. When I was a kid watching you play, uh, we just beat them. Like that was what
Yeah,
we did
that
every
was
year.
expected.
Exactly, and so it's just been so painful that whole time. But I'll ask this: what do you think, looking at Heupel and just this team, the way that it's built? What makes them different? How are they breaking through? What makes them different from the teams they've had in the past? Is it just Heupel or is it dudes on the team? What do you think?
It's everybody buying in, man. Everybody's playing together. Um, Everybody has that mindset to win at any means, man. Everybody is just coming along. We're not the most talented team, but we have some of the most talented players in the conference and in the country at the right positions. And what he's done in 2 years has just been mind blowing, man. We all are all in shock to be 6-0. That feels so crazy coming out of our mouth, saying that we're 6-0, because a few years ago, maybe we were all going crazy because of the Georgia State loss. You know, and just to know that we, where we came from just a few years ago, from the admission problem. I mean the administration problems, to the football drama, to the coaching drama, to the recruiting drama, and to be one of the most, feared teams in college football right now, man, is just amazing. But, we have that swagger, man. That's one thing about Coach Hyatt. He's not a big rah-rah guy. He's just a good old football coach, man. And, he knows how to utilize his players. He's a voice in the locker room. Um, he's not gonna win you with all these cliches and all this crazy stuff, man. He just knows how to coach ball, and his offenses are unstoppable. That tempo that we run, man. Nobody in the country can perfect that like he does. I mean, you have no time to even line up and react and figure out what's going on. And you put him against any top defensive coordinator in the country, and he will slice them in half, man. And our receivers, the speed and athleticism that we have, our running backs, our offensive line, it's amazing. Defense, with three starters being out on defense, still able to uh, play pretty good defense and stay solid in man coverage, even though we did struggle a lot on third downs. But the last couple of minutes of the game when we really needed some big plays to get us where we needed to be, man, a lot of young guys with, less experience than the other guys stepped up. And that's how you win games, man. You got to step up and find a way to get it done.
Uh,
From tailgate parties to busy weeknights, the flavor experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to savor all the flavors of fall with their mouthwatering assortments of perfectly aged steaks, ultra juicy burgers, and easy to prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Right now, take advantage of 50% off site wide by shopping their semi annual sale. The sale only happens twice a year and it is on right now. You get 50% off delicious customer favorites. And when you use promo code VOLS, that is VOLS at checkout, you get an additional $30 off your order. And guys, I've had the burgers, I've had the Franks, I've had the chicken from Omaha Steaks. It is all phenomenal. Comes in this great freezer packed way right to your door. Incredibly convenient. I can't say enough about it, honestly. So don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com and enter Vols at checkout and stock up on fall flavor today. Omaha Steaks is perfect for those chilly and busy fall nights with entrees that are ready before the kids can even say what's for dinner. And don't forget to use the promo code Vols at checkout and score your extra $30 off. Omaha Steaks isn't just steak. It is the best steak of your life, guaranteed. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code Vols at checkout. Minimum order may be required. Omaha Steaks, promo code Vols.
you talked about being in the locker room, and we've seen a lot of those photos. And I don't not say anything bad about any previous coaches, but Ramon Foster told us a few months ago that Coach Heupel just seemed like one of the guys because he had played at
Yeah,
Oklahoma and
exactly.
he'd been in y'all's shoes, kind of.
Exactly.
Is this like the closest that you think you felt to a coaching staff at Tennessee outside of Coach Fulmer since you left? Just the
Man,
connection that you have with them.
man, great question, man. It's always a different respect when you have a coach that was a damn Heisman Trophy finalist and a coach that comes from the same type of brotherhood that you come from, being a letterman from Oklahoma that has walked the walk, talked the talk, been in the locker room, been in those big stadiums, gave it all for his university. It's a different type of connection. I always have this phrase: "Dogs recognize dogs." So when you look at Coach Heupel, he was a dog on that field, and he coaches like a dog. So we're able to connect with that guy. He's not just a salesman. He's not a guy that has never played the game or played at some little rinky-dink school and think he's all of that, man. He's just one of the fellas. He doesn't even, his character and his energy that he gives out is not even like a Tennessee head coach's energy. It's just like you're talking to one of the guys. And, to be able to have somebody that you can talk to, you can go to a practice and walk right up to him and give him a hug and not feel like you on sacred grounds and got to call all these people and check in and do all this crazy stuff like we had to experience over the past 10 years, man. He's bringing those former players back. When was the last time you seen over 50 guys on the sideline, man? That's what Miami does. That's what Florida State, all those other major universities, man, they bring the alumni back. The alumni is officially back. So many guys, Justin Harrell, I ran into him. He's a part of our camp organization. He hasn't been back in 10 years. So many guys that haven't been back since their playing days came back because they're reaching out to guys. They love Coach Heupel. He sends us those care packages every other month. We get something in the mail to know that we are valued, we are appreciated. And even in his press conference, he said, "Hey, this one is for those former players, those guys that set the foundation here, man. You guys, hey, enjoy this moment. You guys built this thing." So we honor you guys. You guys don't have to worry about nothing. You're always welcome to come to a practice, come speak, whatever you need to do. We need you. It takes a village to get us where we need to be.
But everything's been so amazing with the former players. You're right. I mean, it was everybody was there at that game. But for future players, I asked, I do a halftime post game show with Jonathan Crompton. And I asked him about this, but I want to get your input too. If you're a recruit right now, watching what just happened, and I mean, there was 1,000 huge recruits at this game. What's going through your head watching Tennessee football at the moment?
I got to make a decision. Tennessee is definitely in my decision. If they're not in your top 2 or top 3, they need to be. They put some pressure on those recruits that are still juggling 2 or 3 top programs, man. You better let us know now because, our recruiting is going to change tremendously. I mean, you think these guys have been, putting in work to sell Tennessee over the last couple of years. Now these guys are just going to just sit back and just do what Coach Former did back in my day and what Nick Saban has been doing over the last 15 years. Hey, are you coming or what? They just show a ring, show you the track record of success, show you what they're building now. Look at what we're, putting on the table now. Do you want to come or not? I don't have to really, sell the university and do all of that stuff anymore. Now it's just, hey, man, are you coming or what? But it's time to take a serious look at Tennessee. I mean, we're going to be back to top 5 classes in the country after this. I mean, 2023 is going to be ridiculous with this signing class that we're going to bring in.
We've been talking a lot this week about how it's wild that Tennessee's like in the national championship conversation, and who knows what happens from here. But how do you digest that? Because when the season started, we kind of thought like 10 wins. Like if Heupel gets to 10 wins, like that's huge progress. And now, I mean, that 10 wins seems like a given as long as they don't slip up here. How does that feel?
Still in shock.
Yeah.
Still in shock, but hey, we didn't do a lot of talking. We just been proving that, with this man under center, Hendon Hooker, as long as he's moving that train, man, hey, we can go as far as we want to go. But as a former player, man, I was just like y'all. I thought 8 wins. I thought 9 wins. Maybe we could possibly get to 10. I didn't know about the Bama game. I didn't know about the LSU game. So my mind has just been blown, man. And it feels funny to even say 6-0 because we haven't experienced that in, about damn 20 years. But hey, let's keep this thing moving. Let's see how far it can go. We got UT Martin coming up. Let's still, put some attention on them. Then, let's get ready for the big dogs coming up at the end of the month and going into November. And I think, you even looking at national championship hopes and also some elite BCS bowl game opportunities that we'll have. But, you never know what can happen, man. And I got us going all the way. We control our own destiny right now. It's us, then everybody else.
I just a couple more questions here. We'll let you go, but I think we would be remiss to not ask one of the great running backs at Tennessee about the current running backs at Tennessee. I mean, all the attention has been on Jalen Hyatt and that passing game, but I've honestly said, like, the way that the running game has been effective compared to last year, not that it was awful last year, but it's just been exponentially better this year, has been such a giant difference maker here. What do you think watching the dudes in the backfield?
I'm proud as a former running back, man. I see some guys that run extremely tough. A lot of guys that are undersized. Traditionally, it's not what Tennessee has had over the last 20 years. I'm used to seeing the big guys like myself, the 220 pounders, but Jabari Small can do it all. He can run between the tackles. He can catch the football out of the backfield. He can break one any moment. But he has a great change of pace with him, with his game. And also with Wright, he's been doing a great job complimenting Jabari. Dylan Sampson, the times that he has got those opportunities, he's been very productive. as well. He had that huge mistake in the LSU game, but I promise you that won't happen again. All running backs get lost in pass coverage when you're young and still learning that phase of the game. But I'm very proud of those backs, man. We continue to make things happen and to move the chains, even though we didn't have a huge performance, but we did create some opportunities for Jalen Hyatt and all those other wide receivers to get some, opportunities to get some mismatches. So bringing those extra safeties in the box, letting them fear the run can help clear out a one-on-one match out when we get a Jalen Hyatt on a not so fast cornerback and put him on a double move. So I'm proud, man. I think Small has an opportunity to possibly get to 1,000 yards, and he's gonna be pounding his way.
All right. Well, before we let you go, can't thank you enough. This has been incredible. Just everything you got going on. You got a ton going on. You sold a million cigars, I'm sure, for
Yeah,
that
we
game.
sold. Yeah, we
Just
sold.
plug everything.
Yeah, man, we sold over 1,000 cigars
Wow.
for the game. Myself and Chris Treese, we are the founders of the Legends of Tennessee organization, which is an organization ran by former Vols and current players doing a lot of community work, football camps, youth mental health work, life speaking, doing all types of things, man, to create some changes and some positive energy into these communities. This was a fundraiser that we did, and we had a ton of support leading up to the game and after the game. Man, sales have been going crazy as well, and everything that we sell, from our merchandise to cigars and any events that we do, all goes toward helping kids become successful and scholarshiping kids, helping pay for camps and travel, football equipment, event equipment, you name it, t-shirts, all that type of stuff. So we have that going on. We're putting together our 2023 season camp, which will be phenomenal. We'll be going to 15 cities, traveling with these current players. And, that's going to be even bigger with the success of the guys now. We'll have Jalen Hyatt back with us again. He did a few camps with us last year, but now the price went up. So now, we're like the hottest thing in the community. We got so many emails from people that want us to come, because you got to understand, a lot of these kids have never met these guys without their uniforms on. And it gives them an opportunity to embrace with these guys, to hug them, to ask questions, to take pictures. We'll be coming up to the schools, doing some speaking engagements Fridays before the football camps, and just trying to do our best just to inspire these young kids to become great, be great on and off the field, and hopefully one day we can inspire them to put on that orange and white as well. So looking forward to a great season working with these guys and working with organizations like Spire Sports, the Touchdown Club, and other great people that's moving this UT football thing the right way.
Man, that's amazing. Well, go check out everything that Jabari is doing, because clearly it's some really incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Seriously, we really appreciate your time and all the awesome stories. And maybe we'll have you back soon. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. I just want to give you, our website is legends of
Oh yeah.
Tennessee. Legends of Tennessee.org. I've been getting a ton of messages on Twitter about people ordering cigars. We will reload with cigars in about 2 weeks. We're taking a break right now. Over the last couple of days, I felt like I was Pablo Escobar, dipping them in and moving them out. So I'm taking a break, spending time with family for these next 2 weeks. But we will be back on the cigar train, and we got some special stuff coming up for the holidays. So holler at me. We'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, look out for all of that. Thanks again, Jabari, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. Y'all take care. Have a great day.
You too.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.